Mesachas Yevamos daf Kuf Aleph. The Mishnah says mitzvah Chalitzah b'shloisha dayanim. There's a tremendous chakira in the Mefarshim about the heter of Chalitzah. Is Chalitzah a matir similar to Gerushin, or is Chalitzah a mitzvah? And the Sefer Birchas Avram that brings from Reb Chaim that was medayik in the Mishnah over here, that the Mishnah says mitzvah Chalitzah is mashma, it's a mitzvah, and the Yontiv also brings the right from the Mishnah that's mashma, it's a mitzvah. And there's many nafkaminas in this chakira. If the Isha does not want to get married to someone else, do we force them to do Chalitzah nonetheless because it's a mitzvah? All the whole inyan of Chalitzah is to be matir her l'shuk. So therefore, if she doesn't want to get married, there's no mitzvah. The many other nafkaminas, if you passes esed chaloisa say on Chalitzah, if it passes zrizim aktimim the mitzvahs, and also if you say oisik mitzvah potem in a mitzvah, oisik mitzvahs chavilas, many achronim are meirich to prove that it is a mitzvah, the oinik yontiv, and in the tziv, however, the Ein Yitzchak brings rayas that it's not a mitzvah b'chlal, and there are many rayas lekan. There are mashmoyis, the Rishonim, the Rambam, and Sefer mitzvahs, and the Chinuch is moine Chalitzah for mitzvah, so it's mashma, it's a mitzvah, it's not a heter ba'alma. The sugya before by Abba Shol says mitzvahs Chalitzah kedemas the mitzvahs yibum is mashma that it is a mitzvah. The Ein Yitzchak brings rayas that's not a mitzvah. He brings from the Yehuda that says the katlanis they can't get married because she's a katlanis. We're not koifer do Chalitzah, and he brings Rashi in the beginning of Soita that says Chalitzah lehinasi l'shuk is mashma. The whole yesod of Chalitzah is lehinasi l'shuk. The Onigont brings rayas from the fact that it says is levato mitzvah Yevamos bechalitzah, and from that it's moved on the sugya further by Manal of a Zoro. You say mitzvahs lav lehenis nutz mashma, it's a mitzvah. Rabbi Chanan in Ksubis brings a raya from Taisus in Ksubis that says that when the Isha does not want to get married, we're not koifer her lachlit, it's mavur, it's not a mitzvah. And he asked that Shevk, on the fact that the Gemara says further that there's a mitzvah lechatchila to have a kriya at the time of Chalitzah, and it's mavur and Taisus in Nida that doesn't pass to say by tefillah that you have to have royal biyasmayim, since tefillah is a matter and it's not a mitzvah. It doesn't pass to say an inyan of lechatchila. Says tzorchin, from the fact that you see you need a kriya koch, you see it's a mitzvah, so it's a mitzvah. Why are you not koy for her to do chalitza when she does not want to get married? So the Chari can answer this question, and I found this teretz in the Birchas Avram that although Chalitza is a mitzvah, the mitzvah is specifically when she wants to get married. Then there's a mitzvah to do Chalitza. However, if she does not want to get married, then there's no mitzvah of Chalitza b'chlal. I understand if it's a current from Chatzkel Abramsky Zechor Levacha that said different teretz to Miyashiv, the steerist, the Gabi Chalitza. He says that there's a mitzvah to do Chalitza is when there is a mitzvah to miyabim, so then so too there is a mitzvah of Chalitza. However, in a situation there is no mitzvah to miyabim, so too there is no mitzvah of Chalitza as well. Ein Masham is Chuvis that discusses a case that a Isha was Zokuk Liyibum to her husband's brother that was polik oil mitzvahs, and he didn't want to do Chalitza, and he lived in America, in Portland, and he was misleitzis with mitzvahs chazal, and finally agreed only to do chalitza to her sheliach, but not to her herself. And the Masham proves that who din by Isha, she cannot do chalitza through a sheliach. And then the Masham brings that the Yesh Oimim that the Isha is potter from the mitzvah of Chalitzah because it's a mitzvah shehazman geramah. Since you can't be chalitz b'layla, so therefore it's considered mitzvah shehazman geramah. And the Masham says it's not true, it's meduyik. In this Rambam and Sefer mitzvahs, the Adarab, the mitzvah of Chalitza is on her. I and I go from the Ben HaMachaber of the Masham that says the answer is the reason why Chalitza is not considered a mitzvah shehazman geramah is because the Avudraham explains the reason why the ladies have a ptur of mitzvah shehazman geramah is because they're meshubedes to the husbands. So therefore Chalitza, since The whole mitzvah is when she's not married and she's coming to the matter, b'shok, b'chagavna, doesn't pass the yesod of the ptur of mitzvah shehazman geramah. And with that he explains that the Chassam Sof has a suffix if ladies are potter from an Isser Asay, and he explains that since the yesod of the Torah is because she's meshubedes to her husband, that only passes on a mitzvah Asay and not on an Isser Asay. I could say a different mahalach to answer this kasha according to the yesod that we mentioned this year in Shabbos Daf Nun Daled. That's mvu in the Minchas Chinuch that is a ptur of mitzvah shehazman geramah is specifically a mitzvah, that the mitzvah is the actual mitzvah. However, if the mitzvah is the accomplishment, the teitzah doesn't pass the halacha of mitzvah shehazman geramah nashim pturis. So according to that, also heter that by Chalitzah, since the mitzvah is to be matter, the ish l'shuk, even if it's a mitzvah, the mitzvah is not the mitzvah, the mitzvah is the heter. There's no ptur of mitzvah say shehazman geramah. The Chachamim say another teretz that the Noid Behuda's mashma that the Chalitzah is possible at his own. The Abana Midrash Chalitzah is kosher even b'layla. Moving on, the Gemara says v'koru lo v'lishlucham. The beis din has to call him and not the sheliach to do Chalitzah. Taisus asks that we learn in the beginning of the second parak of Kedushin the halacha of shlucha shel adam kamoise. Why don't we learn out from this halacha that shlucha shel adam is not kamoise? Because you see, the beis din themselves have to call him to do Chalitzah. And the Keren Oira, the answers Taisus is kasha. He says that you can't compare the halacha of shlichus by kriya for Chalitzah to shlichus and kol terikula, because over here it's like a mitzvah shebekufoi that dafka beis din has to call the choylitz, and you can't compare it to the halacha of shlichus and kol terikula. And he says you could say it's for the other way, that even if Ba'alma wouldn't pass shlichus over here, by kriya could pass shlichus, because the kriya is not a mitzvah b'fnei atzma. The whole din is you should call them, and the way to call them could be done even through your representative. So therefore, even if it wouldn't pass shlichus, and kol terikula would pass shlichus over here. Be'emes it's tzorich the oimik of machlekes Taisus and Keren Oyer. If you compare this halacha of shlichus, the shlichus and kol terikula, ein sefer berachas Avram that says they can answer Taisus kasha that over here shlichus is like a mitzvah shebekufoi that's mvuin. Is written in the beginning of the second parak of Kedushin that it doesn't pass shlichus, so that there's no shlichus by kriya is mesuyim to the kriya because it's like a mitzvah that doesn't pertain shlichus. Yesh lefalpel b'zeh because the chayr it's totally in different mahalchim and why a mitzvah shebegufah doesn't pass shlichus. We mentioned in the previous shurim, and B'chan Ksubas learns that the reason why it doesn't pass shlichus by mitzvah shebegufah because the mitzvah is the actual ma'isa, like achilas matzah is the actual asiyah is the mitzvah. Therefore, it doesn't pass shlichus. Only when the mitzvah is the result, then it passes shlichus. So if that's the havana, then by kriya, definitely the mitzvah is not the ma'isa. The mitzvah is to call them that he should be called. So it would pass shlichus, and then it's also heter Taisus is kasha. And if you learn, like I mentioned, the Pinchas, that the beer in the Taisus read is that specifically when it lives in the asiyah of the shlichus, that this is a doing for the sheliach, passes shlichus. So by kriya, that the entire kriya is for the beis din, it would pass shlichus, and you can't compare kriya to mitzvah shebegufah. Moving further on, the Gemara says that they had 5 people in the beis din of Chalitzah, the Fesumi Milsa, and Mar says that Bishmul by Yehuda was possible to be a dayan eid on the beis din of Chalitzah because he was a ger. The Ritva says that although it's mevu in the Rambam that Amoritz is kosher to be mashlim for the minion of 5 for a beis din, nevertheless a posel is not kosher, like it's mevu here by ger is posel, and the Ritva is moisif that if they would have said clearly that the first 3 are dayanim and the other 2 are just the Fesum and Milsa and they're not part of the beis din, then it'll be kosher. But Machmas Kvoide from Shmuel, they didn't say that. The Machan Ephraim says that from this Ritva and Mukiyos over here, it's mavur or raya, a tremendous discussion that the Mishnah Melech brings. Does it pertain to halacha of nimtze echad me'em korov apostle by dayanim? The halacha is by Eidim. You say nimtze echad me'em korov apostle. I do some betelim that apostles the entire kat of Eidim. So does that pass by dayanim as well? And the Machan Ephraim says that you see from the Ritva over here that the Ritva says that if you have 3 dayanim that are kosher and there'll be a 4th one that's a ger, it'll parcel the entire katz akoch. You see, you say nimtze echad mehem parcel, that a parcel the entire bezdin. Eine tum that says that over here by a bezdin of chalitzah is different because there's an Indian to have a bezdin of 5, and therefore all of the 5 are mitzvah, and the stipler says a different teretz. Even if it wouldn't pass the entire bezdin, nevertheless, since he can't be nimna as one of the dayanim, so it'll be a bezdin of 4, and a bezdin of 4 is possible because of ein bezdin shakol, so therefore it's possible not because of nimtze echad mem korva possible.